Okay, here we are with your do now for today. Right, so on a bit of paper somewhere, or in your book if you've got it, or in your orange book for knowledge organisers, you can do some work in there as well. I want you to have a go at these questions, please. I want everyone to have a go at everything. It doesn't matter if you get it wrong. I just want you to have a go. Okay, none of this. Oh, I don't get it. I don't know what I'm doing. Just come on, get in, stuck in, and have a go. There's a 5-minute timer, so I shall start the clock now. You've got 5 minutes. You have to stop at the end of the 5 minutes, no matter what, and then check your answers against mine. Okay, make sure you're following along. Right, off you go. 2, 1, blast off. I was going to do something funny there, but I've decided not to because it's not funny, is it, maths? Anyway, right, let's do the answers then. So 300 as a product of its prime factors. Remember, product means times. In America, they use that a lot, just all the time instead of times. But we tend to say multiply or times. Take your number and split it into two numbers that will multiply together to make 300. Now, I don't know, let's do 10 and 30. Right now, if either of those are prime numbers, you circle them, which they are not. So I will split each one again into 2. 2 times 5. Now 2 and 5 are both prime numbers, so I circle them. Right, and those branches are now finished. How about 3 times by 10 would make 30. 3 is a prime number, so circle it. And then 10 would be 2 and 5, both of which are prime. Now once you've finished all your branches, you write your number, equals, and you write all of these down in order, multiplied together. 2 times by 2 times by 3 times by 5 times by 5. Now we like to write them in index form as well. Let's just change my pen colour for that, which means I've got 2 2's there, so I'll do 2 squared times by 3, because there's only one of those, times by 5 squared. Okay, 2 squared times 3 times 5 squared. Let's go back to the blue. Okay, now you do the same thing for 210. Let's just do that on my calculator, just double check that I've got my number right. Yeah, that's fine. Right, 210, you do the same thing again, so you split your number up, and when you do that, you find that 210 is equal to 2 times 3 times 5 times by 7, okay? Well, let's get rid of that clock, actually. Right, okay, so we have done the first 2 questions. Now, it says use a Venn diagram to calculate the HCF and LCM, so highest common factor and lowest common multiple of 300 and 210. Now, notice those were the 2 numbers in the first parts. So these are going to be useful, these 2 prime factor decompositions I've done there, the products of prime factors. Now, Venn diagram has a circle for each set, and I've got 2 sets here. One is for the number 210 and one is for the number 300. It doesn't matter if you've done yours the other way round. Numbers they share go in the center, so that would be a 2 and a 3 they both share, and they both share a 5 as well. So a 2, a 3 and a 5. Anything that's left over then goes in the appropriate circle. So for 300 there's another 2 and there's a 5, and for 210 there's just a 7 over there. Okay, right, so there's my Venn diagram. Now, the HCF, the highest common factor, is made from multiplying just the numbers in the overlap. So that will be 2 times 3, which is 6, and then times it by 5 is 30. The biggest number that divides both 210 and 300 is 30. Now, the lowest common multiple, let's change pen, is made from multiplying all of them together. So my LCM will be 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 times 5 times 7. So 2 times 2 is 4, times it by the 3 is 12, times that by the 5 is 60, times it by another 5 is 300, times it by the 7 will be 2,100. I'm just going to double check that just to make sure, because I did do it in my head whilst I was writing stuff down. Yeah, 2,100 is the first number that would be in both of their kind of times tables. If you wrote out a load of multiples of 300 and 210, the first one in both lists would be 2,100. Right, here are the prime factor decompositions of 2 numbers. So they've written them out for us. What is the HCF of the 2 numbers? Now remember what the HCF is. The HCF is the numbers that they share multiplied together, the prime factors they share multiplied. Now they don't share a 3, but they've both got at least 1 5. That's got 2 5s and this has got 1. So between them, they definitely share a 5. And they also share a 7. Not 2 7s, only one of them, because although that's to the power of 2, this one here is just to the power of 1. So the highest common factor, those are the only 2 prime factors they share. So you multiply those together to get 35. You don't even need to draw a Venn diagram for that one. Okay, right, off to the lesson you go.